Hello there, and welcome to this brief demo of the FlexIt program. My name is Michael, one of the product specialists here at LaserJumpStart, and I'll be showing you some of the features of this program. So, FlexIt is a companion program to the BoxIt program, and it will add some flexibility options to your BoxIt program. If you do have both of them installed, you will notice that these options are available in BoxIt as well, but to avoid confusion, I will just go ahead and open up FlexIt by itself. The material thickness is the thickness of the material that you are going to be using, and the cutting kerf is the thickness of the cuts that your laser makes in that material. Tab width is the width of the tabs used to keep the pieces together. And then box height is the height of your box with the image being the base of that box. I do have some more information on cutting kerf. If you do need that or how to calculate it, look at my video on that. Flexible sides does create a flexible joint for each of the curves in your object. And LiveHinge can do that as well, but its main purpose is to create flexible lids on your boxes. Your approximate edge width length is approximately how long you want the edges to be on your object. Autofix short sides, it will automatically change the size of the sides on the curves in order to generate something that will actually function, that will actually stay together. Almost always want to have this selected. Cut and text color are orange and blue by standard, but you can have those whatever you need to for your system. Label parts will label each one of the parts to help put them together, and fill text will determine whether the labels are filled in or not, as in the label letters are filled in or not. Material placement, almost always want it on the outside of the box, as that will put the engravings on the outside, though sometimes you might want it on the inside. Lasers always cut with a taper, a slight taper, and so sometimes that can come into effect with this as well. Flexibility, the output flexibility does determine how flexible those joints are. The higher the number, the more flexible, but the higher the number, the more cuts it makes in order to achieve that flexibility, so keep that in mind. Joint style, in some cases there are different ways that it can cut those joints, but though typically you will just want it to leave it on primary. Maximum piece length, it will determine the maximum length that a piece can be in order to keep it in length within the table size of your laser. So these LiveHinge options become available if I select LiveHinge, and we're brought to this. I'll show these in just a second, but Hinge Stretch does determine whether the hinge will exceed or just meet exactly if it's shorter or longer than it needs to be. Lid radius is for the corners of your lid, and then lid overlap is how far your lid does protrude over the edge. So let's go over those latch styles real quick. All of these were generated with that image right there. The first one with tabs does create it so that it will just be a box with tabs. It just has that living hinge corner over there. Next up is without tabs, and so it does create one without any tabs. So this would just be a free floating lid right there. This one does have side tabs, and it does use those tabs in order to keep that in place. End tabs will have the tabs on the end in order to keep it in place. Then we have the angle clip right here, and it uses pressure in order to keep that lid on, as well as the rounded clip does the same thing, but it does have a slightly different design. And last of all, we have the T-joint, which doesn't use pressure, but it does lock in to that location. Alright, and that was a brief demo of the FlexIt program. Thank you for watching our video. I hope that it helped you out. Check out our website to see all of our programs available, as well as materials that we have made specifically for lasers. If you'd like a one-on-one training session with one of our product specialists, we can provide those services as well. Check out the video card on your left if you'd like to find out more about the FlexIt program, or the video on your right if you'd like to find out more about our other programs like BoxIt. This has been LaserJumpStart, helping you make more with your laser.